Hello everybody, how you doing? My name is Paul Turner, if you don't know, and I live in the UK, and we have Eric Green over in the US. And me and Eric Green, we work on a few projects together, and one of them that we are just over the moon we found is a business called EXITUS ELITE. And I'll just tell you one of the reasons why we're so excited about it is because the owner of the business, who we have here, Paul Stevenson. Hello Paul, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Fantastic. Well, you're not actually, and this is one of the reasons we're so impressed with the business. We hit a few bumps in the road when we started off, a few teething problems with this gentleman, who's the owner of the business, very busy man, so we're not going to keep him long today. Dealt with the problems quickly, was on the phone to me at 10 o'clock at night when I sent him a message. He actually took the time to ring me at 10 o'clock in the evening. He's in the UK like me, so there's no time difference there. He messaged me at midnight to sort something out once. And you're not feeling too great today, are you, Paul? So, and he's still doing the hangout, guys, when most people, well, you wouldn't get most business owners on a hangout anyway, let alone come on if they're not feeling great. So, Paul, just want to say we really appreciate your time, and we won't keep this long. Eric, I just want to bring you in, just from your point of view. You know, Eric is a seasoned marketer, been around a long time, seen every deal there is under the sun. Why are you so excited about EXITUS before we grill Paul and get all his secrets?
Yeah, we want to hear from Paul today. We appreciate him being on. Guys, I'm going to be very, very quick. You know, obviously with us, when we saw EXITUS, one of the things that we really liked was the simplicity behind the program. The fact that, you know, this company already has done-for-you campaigns with the text marketing and the voice broadcasting, and people are already having success that don't have experience on the internet. We found that very, very intriguing because we run into a lot of people that come to us who do have a difficult time trying to market online. So we can give them solutions and alternatives. Number two is we feel like with our Facebook engagement training, we can teach someone who's fairly new how to really leverage Facebook on a very limited basis, but have it, you know, work in a way where it's generating leads for you. So we knew that we could bring someone in and get them into action quickly. Because most people get involved in a business and they're stuck or they're trying to learn something, a new strategy. Well, that's great, guys, but it doesn't make money, and ultimately you need to make money to continue forward and do the things you need to do to help your family. We love the simplicity of this with the $1,000 program because there's not, 15 different upsells. It's not a low ticket where you've got to get, literally, hundreds of sales, to generate any type of substantial income. And it's in that sort of that sweet spot at $1,000, which I think anybody who's serious about building a business home can afford or find that money to get this business started. So we were super excited about that, and it being a one-up, it really encourages you to come in and really help that new person that comes in to kind of get started and get off the ground. And then we were super impressed with what Paul's done with his system. The system is really automated. It's to do telling and selling. And the back office, Paul, you've done a phenomenal job. So for us, we're excited because we know we can make money with this. We know that. But we're excited because we know that we can help average people make that 3 to 5K a month. And that's only with 3 to 5 sales per month, guys. And having these done-for-you campaigns, having this resource, having a system set up the way that Paul set the system up, there's no excuse why someone can't plug in, take advantage of these marketing strategies and come in here and be successful. So that's why we're here. Super pumped to hear from Paul today, and back over to you, buddy.
Okay, so let's bring the start of the show on. So, Paul, what I'm really looking to get out of this, really, ultimately, obviously we'll talk about other things, but by the end of this interview, will people know how to generate $3,000 to $5,000 a month income from watching this interview is what I would like to know.
100%.
Then we're good to go. So I guess we should start with the usual stuff as well. So just tell us how you got involved in the industry and kind of what led you to create EXITUS. What did you see the problems were from your experience?
I'm sure this will be entertaining for most people because I started in this industry probably in 1989. It was my first foray into something called winning ways, which I thought, what the hell is that? And then it went from there with a couple other things. I met a guy called Abe Lipsky who had a thing called Taking Charge. And he was a guy that in 1991 said to me, and it's before the internet, said to me, information is the future business. Get into information now and you make a fortune. And that was very interesting because we did it with a quarterly magazine. It was going great. Unfortunately, Abe ended up with a serious illness, and I built a team of 10,000 people by then. and unfortunately it was taken over, and that didn't work. So I then went into the MLM industry, and I've been pretty successful at that, both on a corporate level and as a distributor. Again, 10,000, group of 10,000, which I think is great. But when you go to Florida and you meet people and they say, hey, if you've got 100,000 people in your team, stand up, and people are standing up, and you're like, oh, I am just nothing compared
They're
to
lying.
yeah. But it really, the turning point for me really was realizing that it's okay if you're good at doing something. Right? And I've always said, if I could find 10 of me, I'll be a multi-millionaire by now. But you can't. And you can't always duplicate yourself. The only thing that's actually ever duplicated in this industry of MLM is probably failure, because we all build up the hype, we all want the big money, we all do the authorship every month, and then you think, well, hang on a minute, I'm spending $150 a month on something, and I'm not making any money, my friends aren't interested, and in fact they disown me. You know, I walk down the road and they walk the other way. All those things which I'm sure if you've been involved in the industry you get to. And then of course you get the people that just love the meetings, and they love going, and they love the social aspects, but they never make any money. Well, the advent of the internet then meant that things change. Whereas before I'd send you a tape or send you a video, now I can do it in an instant. So people now want instant gratification. So all of these things lead to you down a different pathway all the time. I'll try that, I'll try that. Gold and silver is a good idea, and I'm sure many people have been on that journey. And then I got involved and realised that it was something that came to quite realistically, really. Would I rather have $1,000 today or $120 a month? And I used to ask that at meetings, and some people would go, I want $120 a month because of the residual income. And I'd think, well, hang on, no, because $1,000 today is worth having. What happens if they cancel next month or the month after or the month after? So that led me down the path of looking for direct sale opportunities, and I got involved with lots of them. I won't mention any names actually, but you know the ones.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I really encourage people not to say anything bad about other opportunities, but you know the ones that are out there. And I did very well. I think my first month in one of them I did about $42,000, which is pretty cool. But again, the people I brought in weren't doing that. I'm really coming up to speed now. And then in 2012, I set up with a business partner. I set up another project, which was a cycling program, and that did really well. We turned over $2.5 million in that. We had about 9,000 paid members, 13,000 members in total, of which I haven't even touched any of that list, by the way, with this.
Oh, cool.
I haven't bothered going back to them, because if they want to find out what we're doing, they'll find me. You know, you can't always batter people if they've been in your business. And then that was going great, and that made me quite a lot of money. And in 2014, coming right up to speed now, I've been training in Thailand and flown different places and run competitions, of course, all that stuff. But in 2014, I went to Florida, and I thought I'm going to invest some money. I took 6 weeks and traveled around Florida. And while I was doing that trip, it started to dawn on me that I needed something else to bring in an income. And I came up with this thing, $10,000 a month, sitting by a swimming pool, working 4 hours a week. And they just went around in my head, and it was like, well, that'd be really cool. Sit by a pool, pick up the phone, make a sale, earn 10 grand a month, 120,000 a year, and have a really nice lifestyle, just travel the world. So I need something that I can do from a beach anywhere in the world. And that's really how it all came about. And I knew the other programs that are out there. So with my existing business partner and another, we put together the concept of EXITUS. And EXITUS means freedom. Actually, it's Exitus Brutus means freedom. Exitus actually means death or departing. But I think it means the death of being broke and the death of not having any money. So it's the same thing. So I haven't changed the name. Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and basically what happened, this is in 2014, we launched EXITUS in 2014. One of my business partners didn't have any money at all, so we binned him because it costs money to start a business, trust me. You know, the software programming, the development, all the things cost money. We got rid of one of them. And we started off quite well. We built up, I don't know, 50, 60, 100 members. But my other business partner then did not want to invest any more money. We got to a point where we couldn't grow any further without a change. I wanted to go down a sales route and selling. My other business partner said people don't want to do that. They want done-for-you systems. We tried a call center. We tried a sales center. It just did not work. and we were charging people, well, we weren't getting the money, but people were being charged $90 a month for that. They didn't make a single sale. So in January, and we had multiple levels at that point. This is how this story comes around. It's quite important. I had multiple levels, 500,000, 2,000, 3,500. I could see how it failed. I could see where it was going wrong for people, and I'll touch base on that in a minute. In around January, I got rid of my other business partner. I put her out. That was the end of that, and I started putting together a plan for what my vision of what EXITUS should be. And then I hit a bit of a roadblock because another company, who shall remain nameless, but it's to do with time freedom, and that's all I'm going to say, approached me about buying the company or amalgamating the companies. And I spoke to that individual and thought, you know what, save me having all the hassle of running everything. I'll just bring everyone across, I'll work this business, and I'll make my money that way. Well, it was a disaster. We didn't, I think between 70 of us, none of them, apart from myself, made any sales. And that's when I was getting inundated with calls saying, please bring EXITUS back. Had a nice feel. We like the name. We like the quality of the websites, etc. And that's where we are today. I brought it back last summer. I reduced the prices down from the top level being 15,000 right down to 7.5, and it brings us right now up to December last year. And I was watching a program here, and actually, I'm sorry, this is such a long-winded story, but I think it's important.
Paul, it's great. We're picking up tips as you go. So please carry on. 30 years in 12 minutes or whatever it is, 10 minutes. So you haven't heard Eric talk. This is nothing.
Yeah. So I'm conscientious of the time, but if people want to know the story and the history, here it is. I watched a program called Dragon's Den. And Dragon's Den is the very equivalent to the US Shark Tank, which I used to love watching over there, except we don't do millions of dollars. It's the biggest one's like 150,000 quid. And one of the dragons on there was a guy called Nick Jenkins, who sold his online business for $250 million, I think it was, 125 million pounds. And the guy had been on there with a business model on the internet, which is what I had, and he said, you'll never make any money without a yearly or monthly membership. You just can't. You can't do it. You can't sustain it. You'll lose interest, and it will fail. Well, that hit me, not then, at 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up like, Christ, that is me. I'm building something that's bound to fail. I can't do that. So this is when the idea of the membership model came in. And then I thought, right, how do you simplify everything? If you do a membership model, simplify it for people. What's a good figure? Is it 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000? And I thought about it. I thought $1,000 is a great figure. $1,000 can pay a mortgage. $1,000 can pay some rent. $1,000 can do a car payment. It's enough to do something. And so that's why I came up with $1,000. I spoke with another big marketer who told me he'd made $427,000 with a $1,000 program.
Right?
Really excited. And so the concept of the actual final formulation of EXITUS was put into position. Then I wanted to make it an automated system because I knew that people were unlike me. They couldn't sell, didn't want to sell, or were bored with selling. I also knew that people were blowing out all their friends and contacts and needed a way to generate leads and prospects. So this all came about, and we got to where we are today. The final piece of the jigsaw was bringing in different types of products. I get really frustrated when I hear people say, it's just about the money, the products don't matter. The products don't matter if you want to be shut down. The products don't matter if you haven't got a plan for the future. The products don't matter if you don't want to learn anything. The products don't matter if you want to remain ignorant, in my humble but accurate opinion. All right? The products are important. The products mean you have a valid business, and we're doing more and more and more with that. And I'll make an announcement on this call that no one else knows about, so you can have a heads up. All right. So I then went and took out one of my products because I didn't feel it was good enough. Funny enough, that other company I mentioned has now got that as one of their products, so it's not good enough for me, but it's good enough for them. Just a little dig there. I couldn't resist it. And I introduced Val Smith's a good friend of mine. Val Smith's interviews are brilliant, the Legends interviews. Then we have Magnetic Persuasion, and I managed to get hold of a copy of, we call it The Village. It's actually called something else, but we called it The Village. That sold for $1,250 on its own, that one audio. So tie that in with the health and wellness aspect. We've got a magnificent product line up for $1,000. It is astonishing. And you can learn everything about marketing, you can learn about personal development, you can learn about personal growth through our educational products. And you tie all that together, and EXITUS is what we have today. But because we have a business model that is every single year you pay $299, we're always going to look to improve, we're always going to look to get new things on board, and of course we'll be doing our live events, which I think are going to be staggering. So that's how it came about. That was the longest answer to a very short question. I could have just said, I thought about it and put it together.
Yeah. Well, what's a good price? Yeah. That's also, it's a good story. It's good to know how these things come about, because what's very apparent to me.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, carry on.
It's like anything, you get blips in the road. It's like for anyone watching this thing, it doesn't always go smooth. Things go wrong. We've experienced that with the software's working perfectly, and suddenly we realise if a one-up gets a one-up gets a one-up gets a one-up, we hit a glitch. But, you know, we fix it quickly. And I'm expecting to still get little things, and we're always adding to the back office. Like, for example, you probably noticed the FAQs are now live in the back office. The FAQs are now live on the front end of the website. I've got staff now handling some of the calls for me, which we talked about. The package, the product package now is its own website, which is now being rebuilt again as we speak to make it more attractive and more value. And it'll be a retail product as well at $19.95. And by being a part of EXITUS, you get it for $1,000. So it's a great saving right there. And there's lots of things in the pipeline to make this journey more exciting. So that's where we're at right now. And let's go through the questions, and I'll tell you about my bad news at the end. How about that?
Okay, you're going to keep it in suspense. So I'm going to make a note.
Yeah, why not? Let's make sure that everyone who's online waits to the end.
Right, okay. Well, something I know a lot of people are keen to know is how you get to your 3 to 5K now. You mentioned people hate selling and aren't necessarily very good at it. Yeah. So one aspect that people are absolutely loving is the way that you will take calls. So can you maybe talk about that a little bit, why you do it? Because to me it's like crazy that you will take calls, because you must be on the phone all the time.
Well, it's madness.
I love the fact you do.
It is madness. I don't know what I was thinking of, but it's different because so many program owners hide behind sit in an office, wherever they are, and they hide behind what they're doing. They never get on calls, or they might come on the odd call, and they rely on other people to do everything for them. What you end up with then is a lot of fractious situations where you have groups peeling off, doing their own thing, their own meetings. You can't come in my meeting. You can't come in there. People being stolen. Bad practices. Oh, you know, join me for $1,000. I'll put you in at 22,000. Join me for 500, and I'll do it. You know, all these discounting things which we do not allow. I can't say we can stop it, because some people will always be unscrupulous, and that's the nature of our industry. But if you find out, you're out. It's as simple as that. If anyone's caught discounting or selling my product for less than $1,000, and I find out about it, you're binned. And I like that. I've had a number of people who I've made them semi-proof by PayPal or bank statement because I heard certain things. And I've got people out there watching the internet, so we want to stay strong. We want to have integrity. We want to have all these things. And one of the reasons is because I'm taking your calls. And there's no way, if I'm taking a call and spending time on the phone with someone, that they then go off and go and speak to Joe Blow over there. He says, you can join with me for $100, and the person who got that prospect loses that money. That is an absolute no-no, as far as I'm concerned. So when people call, we monitor it quite tightly. We have a database. We make a note of the name, the time they call, what result was, if they've spoken to us directly, or whether we have to call them back, when we call them back, if we leave them a voicemail message, what the outcome was. If they say they're going to join, we tell them where to go. We then let the person who's joining them know. If someone says I need a phone call, we diary the phone call and let people know about that. And it's going incredibly well. And I think it was last Wednesday, I think we signed up 22 people in a 4-hour period from calling us. So the sign-up rate from people calling us is really good. But the interesting thing is this, that a lot of people go, and because they can ring us, because they can call me, they don't. They join, they pay their money, and then they call and say, hey, I love your system, I've joined, I just wanted to reach out and say hello. So, yeah, taking the calls can be hard work. It's difficult sometimes because It's late at night with the time zones, but that's how I set it up. That's why I've changed it to an 800 number, and I've now got a follow me system, so I've got people helping me, so I can say, right, between 5 and 9 you're answering, between 9 and 12, etc., and then the rest goes to voicemail, and we call back the next day. So everything with that is working really, really well. It means we do the selling, answering the questions, so your members do not need to do any of that stuff. And I want them to say to people, hey, I don't do any of that. Because the minute you become a salesperson, that person thinks they've got to sell. So I don't know, I haven't got a clue. Watch the movie, watch the presentation, and then follow the instructions. That's all you need to say to someone, and that's how you make your money. Because if you do that enough times, you can't fail. This is infallible business. You cannot fail.
I said that to somebody just this morning. Why don't you call the actually call the number in one of the business owners? Because it can answer your questions better than I can, and it gives you the credibility to know that there is somebody there who cares, and you know that the quality of this company, guys, is just above. This I say to people now. There's a time in your business career growth, if you like, if you want to be, a great online marketer. This is where you go pro. This is where you actually make the shift. This EXITUS is where you actually go professional in terms of the commission structure, but in terms of the company. The training is fantastic, the back office, the resources you put together. Maybe just talk a little bit about the resources you put together and how you found them, Paul, because I know people always come in and it's like they're worried, well, how do I get leads? Well, they know now that they're going to make money because the commission package is there. We'll talk about the one-up system soon. They know that you're on side, that they don't have to do any selling. So what about the resources to get leads? Maybe talk about that for a few minutes.
The thing about these questions, Paul, is this. Yeah, look at this. I've had a message come in while we've been on this call. So someone's ringing me right now, but it goes to voicemail while I'm on a webinar. Hey, real life, proving it works.
It might be one of our guys here.
Yeah, I couldn't talk. I was on Paul's webinar with Eric's webinar. Everything, you see, what people don't realize, everything is interlinked, right? People come on to our business, they've either done really, really well, or they failed, or they're somewhere in between, and that accounts for everyone. The biggest thing, one of the big reasons I've gone a lot down the personal development route for my product is I want people to realize that it's really a mindset thing. It's a mindset adjustment, right? From I can't, I won't, I don't know anybody, I can't make it, I've never made it, I'm never going to make it, to I can, I will. With this company, it can work. And think about this, and this is very interesting. If you join our business, and I haven't forgotten the resources, if you join our business and you spend $1,300 for $12.99, and you spend a couple of $100 on resources, so $1,500 out, and you don't expect massive results in your first 3 or 4 days, but you plug in to you guys, to me, to our training, us working together, you plug in and you do take some action. And for me, I say you need to do 8 to 10 hours a week in your business. That's not 8 to 10 hours of marketing. It could be an hour listening to an audio that gets your head right because you realize that's what you need to do. It could be listening to a Jack Zufelt interview, which is brilliant. It could be listening to Larry Winget, having you crying with laughter because it's really, really funny and it puts you in a good mood. It could be watching a movie that shows you how to master YouTube marketing when you didn't know how to do that, and now you can learn. You can start putting stuff on YouTube. So that's all part of your training. The second thing is to learn the resources and learn how to do it. Once you've done it once and you've learned that skill, we sell educational products, you can teach other people to do it. So you've spent your $1,300 and it takes a month to get going, 2 months to get going. Then you make your first sale and you qualify. You're halfway home. Your next sale, you get your money back, all bar $300. 2 months go by, you make another sale, you've doubled your money, but the guy you brought in gets a one-up, who gets a one-up, who gets a one-up, who gets a one-up. You made $5,000 right there. It's just unbelievable when you think about it. Name a bank where you put $1,000 in and have 10 grand back at the end of the year. There isn't one. So this brings me back to making the money is not difficult, providing you do the right things all of the time. So resources. First things first. Everyone knows people, Paul, Eric, everyone knows people. They say they don't. What they mean is they don't have the confidence to go and talk to them, right? They haven't got confidence. If they were making $5 grand a week, I promise you they'd be ringing everyone they knew. It's down to confidence, and we instill confidence in people because we give them that money. So when you pick up the phone to your brother-in-law who's been a lazy git and taking the mickey out of you for years, say, I've just made $3,000 without picking up a phone, do you want to find out how? You can do it with confidence. So what the resources do is help you make money. And they do it in a number of ways. We negotiate the best deals we can, and we have a number in there now. And what we have right now is this. My number one method of choice is voice broadcasting. I still think it's the best way because you get real life people calling you back saying, I'm interested in your business. And that to me has got to be better than anything else. So we have that, and we have that for starting as little as $299. There's full instructions, all the scripts are there, and if you don't want to record anything, we show you how to get it recorded for $30. So it's next to nothing. Voice broadcasting is a big, big part of our business with Go Ringless and all those things. And I pulled in a guy who's one of the biggest players in the industry. Only last week, and we were talking. He says, I only do voice broadcasting, nothing else. Right? I have other people that never ever dial out. They only have incoming calls. They don't speak to anybody who doesn't call them. It's a great work ethic if you can get around that and you can work that way. Secondly, we have SMS text messaging starting at, I think it's $150, where we send out 2,000 text messages to people. We have a very specific lead capture page for that because we do all confirmed opt-ins. They go to a page, they put in information, and you can then contact them back. They see the presentation, and then they call me. And they talk to me, and they love it, and they join. And that person who did the text makes some money. I've had people make $3,000 from a text blast in their first week. Now, I've had people who've also done it who've made nothing because it's just luck of the draw and, you know, the way it is and the leads, but it works. Last week I introduced email marketing, $100 to email 10,000 people. These are all less than 30 days old, and all we do with the email marketing is broadcast your lead capture page, nothing else. We get them in from being out in the, in the internet, directed into your funnel, through your lead capture page, into our automated system, hopefully onto me. So that's $100. Come on, you don't have to do anything. Set it up and sit back.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
No. Then we have done for you dialing. We use MLM leads for that, so you can literally buy some leads, buy 5-6 hours of dialing. It's not expensive, and they will literally dial your lead with the script you give them and drive people again to your lead capture page. Everything has got to be driven to the system, because the system videos is what really trips people's trigger. And they say, you know, once someone's in that, they go, well, I can do this. I'm just going to put someone in my seat. If I can get someone in front of this presentation, I can make money. And that's it in a nutshell. Then we have just leads, where interviewed leads, surveyed leads, where people have gone through a survey, questions. And if you really want to pick up the phone and dial people, you can. I don't recommend you do that. I might even take it out. You know, you've got to be good on the phone. You've got to have tenacity. You've got to have willpower. You've got to be dedicated. You'll say, right, I'm going to dial 50 people a night, and not many people want to do that nowadays. So my top three: voice broadcasting, SMS text messaging, email marketing. If you do one of those or a mixture of those, you cannot fail to make money.
And that's on this webinar, folks. That's on this Hangout from the owner.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. Let me put it like this for you guys, right? I like analogies. I think they're important, right? Let's imagine, Paul, you and I are going to sell coffee at a convention, all right? And we're going to sell, it's really good coffee, and we're going to sell it for $1 a cup. So we get, and the hotel gives us permission. We go into a room. There's 100 people in the seminar, and at halftime they say they're selling coffee at the back, and they come over and we sell coffee to 10 people, right? How much have you made?
$10.
And we've done roughly 10% of the audience has bought coffee from us. Excellent. But the coffee's so good, the hotel manager grabs us and says, look, there's a bigger convention up the end of the room there. It's got 1,000 people in it. So we trundle along with our trolley, we go in there, the break comes up, same thing happens, 10% come through, we sell our coffee. How much we made this time? $100. But what's different about our coffee? Nothing. What's different about nothing? The only difference that's 10 times our income is the fact we appeal to a bigger audience. And that's a simple way of doing it. The more people you put list in front of where they say no or yes is irrelevant. I'm a great believer that 80% of people you show this to, so actually we're not quite as low as that, but 80% of people you show any business to will not be interested. The 20% are will make you a fortune.
Yeah, exactly.
If someone says no, don't be upset if your best mate says it's not for me. It might not be for them now, but it might be for them later on. It really doesn't matter. You know, that's the way to do it. It's a numbers game, and if the first blast doesn't work, so what? Do another one, because eventually you're going to get the sale in, you'll make your one up, you'll start making money, all your money you've spent will be back in your bank, and you'll be sitting there with 5 or 6 people who all owe you a one-up, and your focus becomes, let me help my people I've brought in, rather than I need to do another voice broadcast. Build your lines, have as many pay lines you want. If you want $5 grand a month, get 5 people, and help them qualify every month. You're done. And
so when you qualify, all you need to do is make sure to log into the back office, don't you?
Say it again.
All you need to do is make sure they're logging into the back office to do something.
Yeah. It is really that simple, and just people listening don't know what qualify means. We have a one-up program. I'm sure this is one of your questions.
It is. That was my next one. So you can talk about the one-up.
What we do is this: you join our business, you pay $299 as your membership for the year. Now, let me just cover what that gives you, just so you know. It gives you all your websites, all your hosting, all of your products to sell, the license to resell the products, fantastic back office that monitors and tracks your business, lead capture pages, autoresponders, and my team helping you make $1,000. It's way, way, way too cheap, trust me. But that's the price right now. And I have no plans to increase the price. That's what it's going to be. Then you pay $1,000 for our products, and that comes to you. That comes to Paul and Eric and every single person listening on this call. And it comes to you however you want, right? And we're actually looking at some new ways of getting money to you guys as well. The industry is changing. The world is changing. I transfer money from my UK bank to my American bank. It's there like an hour later now. In the old days, 3 weeks, you're ringing, where the hell's my money? You know, so getting money around the world is very, very simple, providing it's trackable. So the one-up plan is very simple. Your first sale, no matter how it comes in, goes up to the person that introduced you. So if we were on this call, Paul, and you'd introduce me, and I now introduce Eric and his money would come to you. That's me qualified forever.
That would make a change, wouldn't it, Eric?
Well, Eric doing something.
I'll explain what I'm up to when you're done, Paul. I'm excited.
One of his ideas, I think.
Now, for me, I go and get my next person A. They give me, I make $1,000, and I help them get qualified, which means give me another sale. They now move off. I've got that person with me. Help them get qualified. I made another sale. In fact, with just one person coming into your business, after you've qualified, you could make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year. And I can give you some real life stats from people who've rung me up and said, I've been in this industry for 10 years, I've made 0 income, and I've made $7,000 in 2 weeks in EXITUS. I had a person who rang me up and said, my brother has never joined me in any business ever. He's joining tomorrow, he's my pass-up. I have a couple that came to me saying, well, with $1,000 you can't make big money. They made $12,000 in a day. 9,000 of it came from pass-ups. I've got a couple of guys that came in, they made $66,000 in their first month. So the big money is here, and it's great for the people with big money. But we are all about $3,000 to $5,000 a week, and the one-up program where you get qualified and then people pass a sale to you is just key to doing that. And let me tell you this: how do you make 100 grand a year in my business, our business? 100 sales after you're qualified. But is it? Could 100 grand come from 50 sales who get a one-up, or 25 who get a one-up who get a one-up, or 12? What other business could you go and sponsor 12 people yet still make $100,000 a year? Not many. That's what we got here.
This is why I love it. This is why we absolutely love this business. So, Paul, you mentioned news. You mentioned some news. I know I don't want to keep you too late as well. So, what's the exciting?
Okay, one of my for me.
It better be good now.
Oh, it is. Don't worry. The products for me are really key. I want to make it so that we have, if people want to buy the Genesis product package, the name Genesis came about because it means like new beginning. I'm not a very religious person. People sort of think it was something to do with the Bible, but it's not. Genesis means new beginning, a new start. And I feel that when you have a product package with as much content as we have, where we have stuff in our product package for $1,000. The other companies are charging $5, $10, $15, and $22,000 for. We've got that for $1,000. Then we had our health and wellness stuff with Dr. Wayne Pickering. Then we had Val Smith stuff. Then we had the Village. And now I've just done an agreement and a licensing rights with Jack Zufelt. Some of you have probably heard of him. Some of you may not have heard of him. He is Nightingale Conant's best-selling motivational, personal, professional speaker. And he's licensed me his products, which will be going live in the back office in the next week to 10 days. I've got them here. I've just got to convert them. One of them is a video seminar where people paid $15,000 to attend, and that's going to be available as part of this product package, along with some movies and some audios. And Jack Zufelt's a very interesting guy. He's worked for all of the big companies all over the world. Look him up. And Jack, I'm hoping we get Jack to our seminar, our live event, and I'm calling it Jack's Back. And it's going to be a really, really, these products are going to be brilliant. His best-selling book was in the top 10 best-selling books in its category. I think it was called The DNA of Success. You can look up Jack Zufelt. He's all over the internet. And Jack Zufelt has licensed his products exclusively to our business.
I told you guys all about the quality at EXITUS.
Yeah.
This is professional. Honestly, I wish we could sort of show you the products.
Yeah, they will not. They will not. Those products will not be available in any other business opportunity. Now, Jack sells his products all over the world. They're still available on Amazon, but you will get them as part of being part of our business, and that to me is amazing. And you can learn so much. You know, that thing that how do you eat an elephant, you know, one fork at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, there's a lot of products back there. Someone actually said to me, how on earth can I learn all those 144 videos you've got or whatever? Well, you don't. It's like when you're driving an aircraft. You don't look at all the dials at once. You look at the ones you need to look at. So if you want to learn about email marketing, watch the email marketing stuff. If you want to learn about Facebook marketing, watch the Facebook stuff, even though you guys do your own bits. There's something there for everyone. You pick and choose what you want. But let me say this on this call for anyone listening in. Get your head in the game. Get your mindset right. Forget your past failures. Forget where you've gone wrong. It doesn't matter. The fact you're here is what's important. With Eric and with Paul guiding you and bringing you to our opportunity, and it is our opportunity. We're a community of people. You can't fail here. That's it. I truly believe that. You know, I say I could train a mountain goat to use my automated system. I could teach a goldfish to make money. A trained chimp can press a few buttons, and you could do it. There's no excuse, but you've got to be willing to get in the game, put that last $1,000 in, and get started, and you're away.
And I just want to reiterate the mindset stuff, because that's when stuff changed around for me, guys. Me and Eric, at the time of recording this, we did $9,000 in 3 days inside of EXITUS, which, you know, I did 30 days of hard slog Facebook networking, okay? And when I say work, I'm sat on Facebook, but it's a lot of hours in this chair. And in 30 days, I did half of what we've done in EXITUS in 3 days, and it's all automated. So honestly, guys, this is the place to be. I just want to bring Eric in, see if Eric wants to close out, if he's there.
I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
All right, so listen, guys, I'm at the coffee shop, my favorite little place. You know, I fired corporate America 5 years ago, and I can't stay in the house. I'm one of these guys that I've got to travel around. I know every coffee shop owner in the area, so I get a little animated, so I didn't want to look like a crazy man sitting out there on the porch. Here's the thing, guys. It was important for us to do this webinar because you guys, you've seen our excitement, but you really needed to tap into the energy and excitement of the owner. And I think everyone that has seen this, that's on live, and all the people that are watching this record it, you can see why we're so excited. You know, the biggest shift for me is exactly what Paul talked about. It wasn't until I believed that I could make money. It wasn't until I started to tell myself that I was worthy of making that money, that I was worthy of leaving corporate America, and that this was actually, in fact, real, that the shift started to happen for me. So what you guys need to understand is the other powerful thing I believe about $1,000 commissions. We've helped people make 20, the low ticket stuff. I'm going to tell you, there's a shift that goes on mentally when you make $1,000 commission that's instant sent to you. It's a shift and a belief that for the first time, if I can make $1,000, I know I could make $10,000. If I can make $10,000, I could make 20 or 30 or 40. But am I inside of a business model that is going to allow me to do those things? I've built an MLM. It's hilarious. I think back to 3 years ago, I had over, close to 10,000 people in that program, and they cut our comp plan in half, and I was making less than $5,000 a month in a program that I helped to build 10,000 people in. And do you know, in 3 days, we've generated over $9,000 in commissions, and that's instant. With that program, I was waiting till the end of the month to get paid my commissions. That's another thing. You can get into cash flow quickly, and you can get your story with Exodus if you plug in and you do what is being told. And here's the cool thing. People are having success with this program. Paul just shared this with you guys that aren't even using the internet, guys. So all you guys that have an excuse, hey, I've tried the online stuff, it's just not working, it's not working. Here you have done for you programs that you can plug into that average people, you have no excuse, guys, at this point. But what we're doing with Facebook engagement ads is we're keeping it simple. We help new people that have never had success on Facebook spend $5 a day on an ad and literally have 5 to 25 people saying, please send me information on whatever you got. We already know we have a great system that does the telling and selling, and we already know we have a great team with Paul and his group that actually help us get these closes. So, guys, we're not looking back. I'm one of these people that my mind shift has changed. I'm not an enabler anymore in my business. I'm not somebody that needs to convince anybody to do anything. I grab onto the people who want to make a change in their life, and then we get to work. And that's what we're looking for here, guys. We're looking for people who are ready to get to work, because I tell you, you're going to blink, and you're going to hear these income stories over the next 90 days, and you're going to say, damn, I wish I had done it then, but I'm going to go ahead and come in now, because you guys are going to come in anyway eventually. So don't wait. Get involved. And, Paul, thank you so much, man. It's going to be a pleasure working with you, man.
Hey, listen, no worries. Is there any questions? I can see there's a couple of questions coming. Are you guys going to handle those, or do you want me to do that?
Well, we don't want to keep you because we know you're not feeling well.
I'm okay. I'm not moving a lot. I'll be fine.
Okay. Someone's just said, can you expand on how commissions are actually received?
Yeah, I love this. You get paid any way you want. You set up in your back office, so you can say bank. So we put your bank details in. It can be PayPal if you're good with PayPal. Be careful though. Don't do it right. And if you don't know how to do it, put a support ticket in, and we'll help you with that. Bitcoin is an amazing way and a great thing to get involved with if you want to go through that. I've been paid quite a lot of money in Bitcoin, and it's on the rise right now, so it's not a bad thing. Credit card, if you've got credit card facilities, cashes, check, internet transfer. I've had Western Union. I've had you've got Walmart Pay, I think, over there in the States as well. So getting your $1,000 is entirely how you want it to be. I have some people who just want cash. And it's sent through the post. I have some people want to put it on a card. Some people just go on the internet and transfer the money. Wells Fargo do well. I think it's called SurePay. All the banks do it now. And because it's $1,000, it's not above any limits. It's boom, and it's wonderful. It's an amazing thing. And just touching on that $1,000 thing in the calls I do. $1,000 sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But what you need to do is when you get it, count it out. Count it out. You can get $100 bills in your hand and count 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, just to 800, 900. It sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Then count another one out. You get that. Once you've got it in your head and you realize how much it is and what you can do with it, it's amazing. And let me tell you, I've got loads of stories. I had a guy who's never made any money. And he'd made his first $1,000, and he didn't know what. He said, "Well, I don't know what to do. I want to reinvest all 800 of it back in my business." I said, "Don't be an idiot. You don't need to. We don't want. Your money's for you." I said, "Do this. Put 100, 200 back into the business. Put 600 in your bank or in wherever you want it to go, and take your wife out for dinner this weekend to a favourite restaurant and spend $200 on your wife who's been long suffering, listening to you moaning and trying to make money." Well, he did that. And then the following week, he made $2,000, and all his message to me said, "Hey, Paul, just so you know, I'm taking my wife out again this weekend." That's a brilliant story. $1,000 changes your life. $1,000 changes everything. That's it.
Personally, like $500 a month would say that people who know how to own it, it can make it. It's hugely life-changing for a lot of people. So $1,000 is just incredible. So
the biggest tip I can give anyone on this call is this: if someone says they're not interested, don't stress, don't beat yourself up about it. It's like if you're in a restaurant and you had your meal and the girl comes round for coffee and says, "Do you want coffee?" You say, "Yeah, I use coffee again." Don't know why. She's been in a coffee business. Coffee, yes please, yes please. Oh no, thank you, I don't want any more. Well, why not? Well, why don't you? It doesn't matter. She didn't care. It doesn't matter if someone says no. It could be timing. It's not you, it's them. Remember that. If someone doesn't see this, then a village somewhere is missing an idiot, I'm telling you. If you don't see this, right, if they don't get it, if they don't get the products, which you can now see at thegenesisproductpackage.com, I'll say it again, thegenesisproductpackage.com, and testimonials at testimonials.exituselite.net. Go and check it out. If you can't see what this is, $1,000 every single time you make a sale, $299 a year. Hey, and that's the other thing, because it's $299 a year, we're going to have money next year to do more things. We're not going to be running out of cash. So it's going to be wonderful, and we're going to be doing a live event where I hope everyone on this call and everyone tuning in can meet us in Orlando at a convention for Jack's back and all the other little surprises I've got tucked up my sleeve for that.
I can't wait.
It's basically a big party.
Sorry, a big party?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. A big party.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I look forward to meeting you in person, Paul, on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just got to thank you again. I see Eric's unmuted, so did you want to?
Hey, just click the button below, guys, because I know a lot of you are watching this. It's pre-recorded, so there's a button below to learn more about what's going on, and you'll get to our Exodus page, or you'll get to one of our business partners' pages. And man, I'm excited. Hey, the best place to kick this off would be Disney World. So super excited. I used to actually live. I have family in Orlando, so I'm excited to come out to that event. And guys, we're just ready to get to work, and that's the thing. That's what we do. You guys know us. You know how we operate. We're here to build stories and success stories, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be partnering with Paul. Thanks so much, Paul, for everything. We appreciate you, buddy. Listen,
and quickly, Gordon, that website just was thegenesisproductpackage.com.
And that will be we'll do Gordon, there's going to be a replay of this. We'll put it on a page, and the links that Paul said are going to be underneath this, so you can check it out. Okay, along with the link, if you want to get involved, obviously you can check it out for yourself. And it will be either our direct page, mine and Eric's, or it will be one of our team members. But that plugs us into our group where we teach you our Facebook ad strategy, which is like literally a few dollars a day to get you going. So, Paul, I think all that remains is to thank you again.
You're welcome.
Seriously, guys, this guy goes above and beyond. What a fantastic hangout he's just given for us, and he's ill. So imagine if he wasn't. Imagine what you'd be like if you were feeling good.
One other thing, it's the first one I've done.
Are you joking?
No, ever.
Oh well, there you go.
Well, we're gonna be using and abusing you, Paul. You better be ready.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
We might be doing some more.
Let's keep up the great effort as well. You're doing brilliantly.
Well, we intend to do a lot more with your. Working with you. So, right, guys, we're going to draw this to a close. Let Paul go and lay down, have some tablets, whatever he needs to do.
Well, actually,
we want to get
phone calls to make now, but we'll see how we feel.
Oh, we'll see how we feel. Well, we want to get to work as well. We are so pumped. All right, cheers, guys. Thanks.
Bye.